Hello and welcome to today's Bitrix24 webinar Next Level CRM. Thank you very much for joining today. Okay, so first of all, we'll just go through some introductions. So I'm Sam Connor, Sales Manager here at Interface, and we are Bitrix24 Gold Partners. We're based here in the UK, we're in the US and Hong Kong, and we offer a full range of services to assist you with Bitrix24. So starting off with pre-sale support, so we can analyze your requirements and see if Bitrix24 could be a good fit for what you're trying to achieve. And if it is, we can then help to implement the Bitrix24 system for you. So we can design out the system so it works exactly how you need it to work for your business. If you're interested in the self-hosted version of Bitrix, then we can provide our hosting solution for you. And we also provide training and ongoing dedicated support to help businesses get the most possible value out of the Bitrix24 system. Okay, so if you are joining today's webinar to actually get a bit more understanding as to what Bitrix24 is at a high level. So Bitrix24 is a collaboration suite of well in excess now with 35 different tools that you can use to help you to manage your business. And there are now over 15 million organizations around the world that use the Bitrix24 system. And specifically today, we're looking at the Next Level CRM webinar. So in terms of the CRM systems in the marketplace, the Bitrix24 solution, it is voted within the top 10 CRM systems globally each year. And the system's available in two different versions. So we have the Bitrix24 Cloud and we have the Bitrix24 self-hosted solution. And in terms of pricing, so prices start from $49 per month for a cloud-based system. That's starting on the basic cloud tier. For a self-hosted version, that starts at the business 50, and that's priced at $3,590 for the first 12 months. And then in year 2 and ongoing annually on that self-hosted, you pay a 50% renewal fee to continue to access the system. Okay, so today's webinar, we are going to be focusing down into the CRM and marketing functionality within the Bitrix24 system. And we are live today on YouTube, so if you have any questions, please do add them into our chat box here on YouTube, and we can go through those questions and provide some live answers to you to help you. Or if you do need assistance after we have finished today, I'm just going to add our email address. So I've just added that now into our YouTube chat here. So it's sales@interface.com. So if you need some help, you can contact us on that address, and one of our team will be happy to set up a call and help answer your questions. Okay, but let's now delve into why you should use Bitrix24 for your CRM needs and requirements. Okay, so first of all, we have automations, and specifically here we're looking at marketing automation. So you're able to set up email campaigns using the marketing module in Bitrix, and we can automate that information to be sent out to our database in the CRM. You can capture leads from many different sources. So we're going to have a look at the contact center, which is a really powerful area of Bitrix for feeding leads into the system. And we can then qualify those leads really quickly using customized stages and rules within the database. You can then work your way through that sales pipeline that you set up. So all of these elements can be customized and designed around your sales process. And we can integrate communications, whether that's email, SMS, WhatsApp, social media channels. So it allows you to build up a 360-degree picture of the activity with your customers. And we can then look at high-level dashboard reports using the BI builder in Bitrix, so you can analyze and monitor your team's effectiveness and forecast sales using these detailed reporting tools. Okay, so in today's webinar, we've got a few different topics to cover. So first of all, we're going to look at the tools that we can use to generate leads inside the system. We'll then take a look at a higher level module overview of Bitrix24. I then want to cover SPAs because SPAs is a really powerful area of the Bitrix system. So that's smart process automation. And it's a tool that allows you to create your own entities inside the CRM. And then we're going to have a look at the BI reporting system as well. And throughout the session, if there's features where you need to be on a certain plan of Bitrix, I'll make you aware of that. Then we can discuss what functionality there is available on the different tiers of the system. Okay, so the first area we'll look at today are the tools that we can use to generate leads inside the Bitrix24 system. So first of all, of course, you can import leads into Bitrix, and that's a key element really. When you're transitioning from another system, you need to be able to import existing data. So you can import into Bitrix via a CSV import. We have a live chat system, so you can embed a live chat onto your Bitrix websites or onto your own websites using the code in the background to embed. When people have conversations through that live chat system, that can automatically generate a lead inside the Bitrix platform for you. We also have social network integrations. So we're talking here about Facebook, Instagram, or Facebook lead ads. So those conversations can feed into Bitrix for you to reply to. So it's much more than just a CRM system. We're talking here about contact center tools that allow communications to feed into Bitrix that can then generate leads in the system. We also have CRM forms. So a really popular feature, creating forms in Bitrix, embedding them onto your website. That's then going to generate a lead into the system. There's also telephony. So you can, different options for telephony, and we do a webinar where we solely look at that in more detail. But essentially, if you're renting a Bitrix number, that could, with a call coming into the system, generate a lead. There is the sites feature. So really useful to create landing pages using the sites module. So what you can then do is you can build out, let's say, a landing page for a campaign in the platform. And from there, you can then embed some of these other features we're looking at here, like live chats or CRM forms. Embed those onto that site. And then you've got all of these different tools set up to generate leads into the system. And this connects quite nicely with the marketing module. So you can build out your marketing campaigns in the Bitrix system using the campaign builder. And that could have a link to one of these landing pages that you've created. So you're starting to see here a lot of the different tools to generate leads into Bitrix. They're all interconnected here. And then, of course, you can also manually add a lead into the system as well. So let's take a look at some of those tools in more detail, first of all. So if you're new to the Bitrix system, I'll just explain what we're looking at here. So this is the browser version of Bitrix24, and there is also a desktop application and a mobile app as well. So the modules are on the left-hand side that we're going to be looking at. Right now we're inside the CRM system. And some of the features we've just looked at here, if you go into the add-on section and down into the contact center, this is where you'll see a lot of those tools that we've just been referencing. So here inside the contact center, we've got the website form designer tool here. We can embed the live chat system onto our website. So from here, I can click into the configurations and I can configure the settings for this live chat system. So I can customize the opening times. I could set up the auto response actions, and I can configure here who those conversations can be submitted to for a reply to be managed. And if you want to have this user queue permission structure set up, so to control where those conversations can be routed to in the business, you need to have at least a professional cloud version of Bitrix. If you're on a lower tier, the standard, the basic, any conversation, say that comes in from a live chat, that will go to everyone within the Bitrix system for someone to respond to. Okay, so if I show you here, we've got a live chat set up on our Bitrix system. So I'm going to post a message into the Bitrix platform there. And then what we'll see if I go into our Bitrix, then we can see inside the platform here, that's going to bring up all of the historic conversations into the Bitrix24 platform for our team to respond to. So if you want that call routing, it's really important to understand that you need to have that information stored on the system using the professional cloud version of Bitrix. And it's the same if we say connect our Facebook or our Instagram. All of those conversations are routed into the system. And when you're using the live chat system, you can have the user fill in a form here. So they can fill in their details using this form, and that will then generate the lead inside the Bitrix24 system. Okay, and like I say, if you have any questions, please do just add them into our YouTube channel today and we can go through them for you as we go through today's intervals. Okay, so the contact center is a really useful tool for adding your leads into the system. And another really powerful area that a lot of businesses we support to integrate is their mailboxes. So with the Bitrix system, you can connect your mailboxes into Bitrix. You can then have all of that history saved inside the Bitrix24 system. So all of that email communication and correspondence. And then alongside those contact center tools, so we've mentioned about our ability to integrate website forms, have landing pages set up. So if I show you here, this is a landing page set up using the sites module. So you can see on here, we've integrated our live chat system onto here. And we also have website forms embedded. So you can see lots of that other functionality that we've talked about here incorporated into the system. And through here, we then could use the marketing module. So once those leads are fed into our CRM system, Bitrix has a marketing module. So it's very similar to other tools such as MailChimp as an example. And then through here, what we can do is we can design out our campaigns. So you can see here on the right hand side, we have the different blocks that we can use. So I can drag in my images, my text, etc. And then with that information, I can then preview what this looks like on different devices. So from a phone display, a tablet, and a desktop, I can preview what that's going to look like on different devices. And then from that lead information we've got in our Bitrix, what we can then do is we can send out this marketing material to try and nurture, to try and engage with that lead through the system. So for example, here I could go into our lead database and select based on, say, the sources of those leads. So if they came in from a live chat system, and then maybe based down to what stage they're at in our lead process. So you can then send out very targeted marketing campaigns using the information from the CRM system. Okay, so that is a look at some of the different tools we can use in our Bitrix platform to help to generate new leads into the business. So there's a huge variety of tools that you can use and utilize. Now, as I say, a few of those features you would need a professional cloud version for if you're wanting to have the routing to specific team members. If you maybe have a large inbound inquiry process and you've got a customer support team, then you really want to have those permissions set up. So it's important to have that functionality, which you can get from the professional cloud version and above. Okay, so we're going to move on next to look at an overview of the modules available in the Bitrix24 system. So we're going to look at leads and deals, so how we can really manage the full sales process through Bitrix once those leads feed in. We've then got contacts and companies, so we'll see how we can store the customer record in Bitrix and how we can attach quotes and invoices to those records. And then we're going to take a look at the smart process automation feature, which it really takes the Bitrix CRM system to the next level of customization capabilities and allows you to really adapt the CRM to your organization's process. Okay, so let's move back into the CRM. And to explain here what we're seeing now, first of all, within the system, I am an administrator in this view. So you can see inside the lead section here, I can see there's lots of different people responsible for these lead records in the platform. Now, we can put permissions in place. So if we go into the settings area, go to access permissions and then the CRM, inside here, you can put permissions in place to control who is able to view different information. So we can create those roles inside the Bitrix system. And then here within that role, we can configure the user access rights across the CRM platform. So you can set up very granular permission controls, even down to the individual stages that that deal progresses through. So it's a really important area of Bitrix to get set up accurately to make sure you control what data different users are able to view throughout the system. And it's not just based on the entities and what stages, but you can see across the top here, these are the different types of permissions. So whether it's read, add, update, delete, export, it's something we get asked a lot about is how do I stop users from exporting data? They don't want their staff to be able to extract that data out of the CRM. It's all about setting up this permission control correctly. And this is something we are incredibly experienced at and help businesses to set up correctly. So if you need assistance with this, I've added our email address into the YouTube chat box. So it's sales@intraphase.com. And one of our team can discuss your permission control requirements, and then we can discuss how we can help to implement and support you and train you on how the permissions need to be set up in your Bitrix platform. Okay, so let's now take a look at the CRM as a high-level overview here. So first of all, we've got the lead database. So the lead section really is for qualifying inquiries. We've seen already within the contact center the different channels and tools we can use to generate records inside the CRM. So if someone submits, let's say, a web form, you need to go through some layer of qualification process. So you need to nurture it through stages, contact the lead, understand their requirements, and then from there, we can actually gain a good understanding as to whether this is a genuine sales opportunity that we're going to be able to work on. So here, this is the list view of leads, so we can see what stage each lead is at. And we also have the Kanban view. So in the Kanban view, here we can see the stages that we're progressing the lead through. It's completely customizable to your sales process and qualification process. So you can customize those stages, and I can then progress my lead through those different stages like so. And inside the lead record, we can see on the left-hand side all the details about the lead, and we can create custom fields to capture specific information about the lead. Okay, so you really are unlimited in terms of what data you want to store. It's really important to keep it fairly clean. You probably don't want to have too much information, but using the custom fields feature, you could have as much information as you require in the system. And you can also create additional sections inside here. So you might create a requirements section and store information inside here. And we can then also create different views. So you can hide fields, you can show fields in these views, you can change the layouts. And then once you've set that how you want it to, you could then create a new view and assign that to specific users. So it allows you to construct what information is visible across the lead record page here. And then on the right-hand side, we can see the activity stream. So this shows me all of that email communication that takes place. It's going to show me all of the comments and history. So you can add comments into here. I can tag my colleague into there, and then I can post that information into the feed. So all of that history is saved inside the system. I can go into the email communications that have taken place. So we talked about having a centralized area for all of that communication log. The CRM system gives you that. And then what we can also run are automations. So as we're progressing the lead through those different stages, you can use the automation engine here to set up automated actions. So whether that's could be to communicate with the client, it could be setting up notifications or tasks for your internal sales team. You can create that automated workflow across each stage of your qualification process. Even when, let's say here, we've got the dormant lead stage. So once the lead we've not been able to qualify it and it's a dead lead, we can then set up marketing communications to go out to the lead to try and get them to progress in the future through the cycle of our sales process. So there's lots of really powerful automations that we can set up to automate lots of manual activities that you do right now within your sales process. So let's now move this through the qualification process. It's now creating the task in the system, and I have telephony directly through the system here. And we can then play that call through the platform, and we could even integrate our emails through the system here. Apologies, I think the screen just stopped sharing there. So there we can see the email integration. So that's all integrated into the system for us there. And then once that lead has been qualified, we've gone through that qualification process, we can then convert that lead into a deal entity. So the deal entity is just for those genuine sales opportunities. So when we do that, we can convert into a deal, a contact, and a company if you have that information, or it may be if it's B2C, you may just create the deal and the contact. And when we create that deal, we can then choose a pipeline that we segment the opportunity into. So that could, here we're doing that based on geographical location, but you maybe do that, say, if you're in the real estate or business industry, you might have one for rental, you could have one for selling properties. So you can customize that in the platform here. And then inside the deal database, this is where we're managing all of those sales opportunities. So inside here, you have the deal record page. So this is where we store the contact and the company associated to the record. Within here, we can add products. So this gives a value to the opportunity. So Bitrix includes a product catalog where we can select and store our products that we're wanting to add to the deal. And then we can start to progress the deal through the system. And Bitrix includes a document generator tool. So what we can do through here is we can generate estimates and invoices using this product information. So if I select our document generator, we have a template set up. So using this tool here, you can upload your own static documents with your branding and information. And then we can pull in the details and mappings from the CRM. So you can generate personalized documents through the Bitrix24 platform. And again, just like we've seen in leads and deals, you can create automations. So on the stages of estimates here, so we're at the waiting on client stage. Again, those stages can be customized. So you're starting to see how you can really construct the Bitrix CRM for your processing, your way of working. And then on that stage here, in 2 days' time, if the quote is still at this stage, we're going to receive a notification. And in 7 days' time, if this quote still hasn't progressed, we're going to email the client checking if they're wanting to proceed with our offer. So you can start to use automations to really try and engage with the client and close the sales opportunity. And at each stage of the deal there, as we start to progress that activity, this Kanban view is a really nice overview. So when you add a value to the product, that's going to constantly update the value here of our stages. So I can see we've currently got $191,000 in the payment processing stage. So it's a really good forecasting tool that you can use here. And again, in any of these areas, you can filter through this information. And within each pipeline, the stages can be completely different, and so can the automation rules. So you can completely build out your sales workflow and processes across the pipeline functionality that we have in the system here. And that's another point just to be aware of, is the number of pipelines that you can have on different tiers of the Bitrix system. So for example, on the standard cloud, you can have 10 deal pipelines. If you're on the enterprise cloud, it's unlimited, for example. So depending, you need to understand how many pieces of pipeline functionality you may need in your system. And we can then advise you what's the most appropriate CRM package for you. Okay, we then have our contacts and company database. So this is where we store a record of our contacts inside the system. So here we can see the client's record, we can see the organization that they're associated to, so you can have that parent-child relationship. And on the right-hand side, we've got all of that history of activity, so tasks, emails, future planned activities and calls that we can see, and all of the sales opportunities that the person is connected to. We can see that history in the system here. So I can see all of the deal records. I can see all of the invoices and quotes and estimates. It all rolls up to that contact level. And it's exactly the same with the company database as well. So inside the organization level, in here, we can then, the key difference here is, again, you've got the connections, but within here, you can then store the individual contacts that are associated to the company. So that could be as many contacts as you have associated to the record, and you can filter through the information here. We then got our sales area, so all of the estimates and invoices that we're creating. You've got the area to store that information. And just like on estimates, on your invoices, you can create the stages that you progress the invoices through. So here I can see what stage we're at across our invoice database, and we can easily filter down and through all of that information inside the system. So that is an overview of the framework of the Bitrix24 system. Now, if, for example, every inquiry you have is a genuine sales opportunity, you probably don't need the lead section. It's really just as a qualification purpose. So what you can do, if you don't need that, you can go into the CRM mode here, and you can customize what mode your Bitrix CRM system is in. So right now we're in the classic CRM. So that's where you convert a lead into a deal and contact. Or if, as I say, if every inquiry is a genuine sales opportunity, maybe you don't have that many new inquiries to go through, then you could turn on the simple CRM, and that will remove the lead section, and you will just simply have deals and contacts on every new inquiry that comes into your CRM platform. Okay, so that is a look at our CRM and all of the activity and history that we have on our Bitrix system. Any activities, you'll see those activities scheduled here inside your activities view. So I can see what's overdue, what's currently not got any activities, what's currently due this week. So this gives you that nice high level view of all the activities across the organization. Okay, and I mentioned about an additional feature I wanted to discuss today within the CRM, and that is our smart process automation feature. So a standard within the Bitrix system, and if you're on a basic or standard cloud, you will have leads and deals. But what smart process automation allows you to do is it allows you to create your very own entities inside your CRM system. Okay, so I can click into the SBA area here, and then I could create a new entity within the CRM platform here. So I'm going to show you here as an example. I have for customer feedback, so we have our customer service CSAT entity. Okay, so we have a workflow set up. So once the customer has been onboarded, we're going to automate a form out to the client, and they can then submit their responses to us. So this is a process and a workflow that really you don't want to be storing inside deals. Deals is really for your commercial opportunities, your sales opportunities. So with the smart process automation feature, we can create our workflow, create the stages, create the entity with the different fields that we need to store information. And all of that information, it rolls up into the contact and company database. So inside this client's record here, I can click into deals and see all of the sales opportunities, but I can click into the CSAT tab and I can see their feedback scores as well. And it's separated out into a really nice uniformed way where we can manage and view that information in an easy to distinguish process. Whereas if you're having to manage a feedback process in deals, you're having to filter through all of the sales opportunities that are associated inside the deal section. So having smart process automation allows that clear separation. And within here, you can set up your stages, your automation rules. You can have separate pipelines within the smart process automation. So this feature really allows the CRM system to take that next level of customization capability. You can build as many smart process automation entities as you require, and those can be connected into all the areas of your CRM system. So if I go into our CRM bindings area, I can bind this smart process automation to different areas of the CRM system. And this is a feature and module that we heavily focus on with our customers because it allows you to customize the CRM to your way of working. You don't have to try and fit everything into leads and deals. This tool allows you to expand the use of the CRM, build out that customization capability, and then build your workflows into the platform. So if you're interested in finding out more about smart process automation, or if you're looking to use this feature for some workflows that you've got some ideas, please do contact us, sales@intraface.com, and we can discuss and show you and advise you how you can use this feature to really take your Bitrix24 system to the next level. But as I say, to access this feature, you need to have at least a professional cloud version of Bitrix24. So if you're on a free, basic or standard, you're not going to be able to see this feature or use this feature. So that's a conversation we can have with you to understand what the cost would be to upgrade you, and then you can start to take advantage of some of these really powerful areas of the CRM system. Okay, so that is a look there at the smart process automation feature. And obviously within the system, there is a lot of data that we need to be able to analyze and to report on. And within Bitrix, there is a lot of different areas where you can then start to build out reports of that information. So let's now take a look at some of those areas. And some of the areas we've already talked about today, because although we're going to have a look at the BI builder tool shortly, within the actual CRM system here, these are the views we're seeing here are elements of reporting. So for example, in the lead Kanban view or in the deal Kanban view, where we've got a value associated to our opportunities, that then allows us to see a really high level view of our forecasting across the business. So I can see the updates of values as we progress our opportunities, and we can filter through information here. So I can drill down into the data, which is going to help me with my reporting purposes. You've also got the list view. So in the list view here, you can essentially, this is the table of information of those deals, and you can customize the layout here. you could select what information we want to show inside this list view. And then I can export this information either as a CSV or into Excel, so I can extract the data out of the Bitrix system. We also have, if we go into our analytics area, so this is the analytics area is really the pre-stage before the BI builder platform. So inside here, you can see kind of fixed reports that analyze the sales data. You can set targets for your teams and track them towards those targets. But really, the next level is the Bitrix BI builder. So this is a fairly new module. It's been out around a year now, or for the on-premise, it's just been rolled out. And this functionality allows us to build out high-level dashboard reports in lots of different visualized ways with lots of different charts and data. So we can extract the data from not just the CRM, but it could be tasks, it could be projects, and we can then build out really powerful visualized reports to analyze all of that data at a very high level here. And if we go into the editor tool, we start to see how advanced this type of editor system is. So if I go now to create a new chart, I can go into our chart table. There's hundreds of different types of charts that you can select from. So let's say if you're wanting to build out some type of map display, if you've got lots of store locations, I could select from maps and I can choose what data set I want to feed into here from my Bitrix CRM system. So it's an incredibly advanced reporting tool. You'll find this difficult to set up by yourself. Really, you need to work with a partner that has experience in building these reports, which is what we do. And we can train you on how you can then build your own reports in the future. So again, you can contact us and we can discuss the BI Builder in more detail with you and help have a conversation with you to help understand your reporting goals and help you to work towards those using the BI Builder system here that we have in Bitrix24. Okay, so we did have a question earlier on around the marketing module. So understanding what tier of Bitrix plan you need to be on. So it's a really good question. From what you're saying there, I assume you don't have access to the marketing module right now. So if you're wanting to be able to send out marketing campaigns through the Bitrix system, you need to have at least a standard cloud version of Bitrix24. So if you're on a basic or a free version, you're not going to have access to this really powerful marketing module where all of the data from the CRM feeds into here. So you can then send out very targeted marketing campaigns using the system. Okay, and just there kind of talking about different tiers, it brings us on quite nicely to discuss the differences between the cloud and the self-hosted version of Bitrix. So if you're watching this, when I say self-hosted, essentially that it's a private cloud version of Bitrix. So you can host this either on a local server, but it can be hosted on your own private cloud, or we can provide our hosting service. So in both the cloud self-hosted, you've got leads, deals, invoicing, reporting. Both include those custom record layouts, and both include automation tools. Now, as I say, if you're wanting to use some of the advanced automations like smart process automation, you need to have at least a professional cloud version of Bitrix. Really, one of the key differences with the self-hosted version, it's possible to fully customize. So in terms of branding up the system before staff come into the CRM, in terms of integrating with other systems and controlling that integration and creating more advanced business processes, you would need a self-hosted version of Bitrix24. So in summary today, we've seen how we can use the features within the contact center to generate leads and then use the marketing module to send out targeted marketing activities to try and nurture those leads through the sales CRM. We've seen how we can set up the lead and deal areas of Bitrix24, really defining our sales process using the customized stages, fields, and automations to really build out our sales process in the Bitrix24 CRM. And we can really take that to the next level using the smart process automation feature. We can then communicate on multiple channels using email, SMS, WhatsApp, those social media integrations. And that then allows us to get a 360-degree view of all of the information and dialogue that takes place with our clients. And as we've just seen, we've got the BI Builder system, so we can then roll up all that data from the CRM, create high-level dashboard reports that then allows us to make informed and quick decisions as we continue to close more sales opportunities using the Bitrix24 CRM. So that brings us to an end of today's Next Level CRM webinar. We are here every other Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and you can register at intraface.com/webinars. And as I say, if you have any questions before our next session, please do contact us, sales@intraface.com, and one of our team will be happy to help you. And the recording of this will also be put onto YouTube, and you can see lots of other quick wins and webinars that we have available on our Intraface YouTube channel. So thank you very much for joining today's Next Level CRM, and I look forward to seeing you all again in the near future. Bye for now.